How many of you are scared of arithmetic, or how many of you feel that you cannot score well in arithmetic? You kind of dislike the subject. Even if you do not dislike the subject, you find it tough and time consuming, not worth doing in the exam. Many of you, with my experience of years mentoring thousands of students, I can say that with confidence. And you know what? This is something where a lot of students actually tend to miss out. This is one scoring subject, one very beautiful, very interesting subject, which many students do not capitalize on because they have not prepared it optimally. That is the word that I'll use. So the idea of this session, very small session, is to discuss a few questions with you of arithmetic, of previous papers. Just have a look at them, try and do them, and tell me if there is something in it that could not have been tackled very quickly at the time of the exam. Let's get started. Look at this question now. Now it's a very simple one. Just look at this question, read this question, try doing it. I'll explain it after a few seconds. You can pause the video here. What does this one say? Train A and train B. It's a simple situation. It's a trains kind of question. So train A and train B, two trains cross a pole in 16 seconds and 24 seconds respectively. You know what crossing a pole means? It means that the train is covering its own length, just its own length. The length of train A is 400 meters. So what we know is that train A and train B, 16 seconds, 24 seconds, train A in these 16 seconds would travel for 400 meters, right? If the two trains run at the same speed, now it's important. So train A in 16 seconds covers 400 meters and the speeds of the two trains are equal. It means that in 24 seconds, this train B, since the speeds are equal, would cover how much? Simple unitary method, it will be 400 into 24 by 16, which is 600 meters. So what we have here is the 600 meters, which is nothing but length of train B, right? Let's see what they're asking. How much time would train B take to cross a 400 meter long platform? So when a train crosses a platform, what length does it cover? What distance does it travel? It would be the length of the train, which is 600 meters, which we just calculated, plus the length of the platform, which is 400 meters. So 600 plus 400, which is 1000 meters. So this train B needs to cover 1000 meters to cross this platform. How do you calculate the time? It says how much time. Now we know this. To cover the 600 meters, train takes 24 seconds. So to cover 1000 meters, how much time? Unitary method again. What would you do? 24 seconds, this is the base. Now this 24 seconds, train travels 600 meters. It has to cover 1000 meters now. So it has to take more time. It will take more time. 1000 upon 600. This cancels. This is nothing but 5 by 3. And this becomes 40 seconds. This is the only way that you will do a question like this. This is probably not the way that we used to do it in school. We'll probably explain it a lot more, but we'll not do anything else here. It has to be done like that. And even this work can be minimized. I'll just explain it very quickly what I did. I realized that the speeds of the two trains are equal. Fine. Train A, 16 seconds, train B, 24 seconds. So it means when the speeds are equal, train A covers 16 seconds, 400 meters. So this train would cover 600 meters. So 600 meters becomes its length. Platform is 400 meters long. 600 plus this 400 is 1000. So this train B needs to cover 1000 meters. 600 meters is covered by this train in 24 seconds. So 1000 meters would be covered in 40 seconds. This is what I've done. And it should be done like that. Can be done really, really quickly. You would agree that this is a question that can be done really quickly. Let me show you another one. This is the next question. Just read it, pause the video, do it. We'll do a few such questions and you will get that much desired confidence that all these questions can be tackled really quickly. Do this, pause the video, I'll explain it. Now what is given here? Train A crosses a platform, the length of which is 60% less than the length of the train. The length of the platform which it crosses is 60% less. So 60% is 3 by 5. So what we can say is that if the length of this train is say 5 units, length of the platform would be 2 units. 60% of 5 would be 3. So if this is the length of the train, this is the length of the platform. Fine. This is what should come to your mind if you do it like that. Fine. This is covered in 28 seconds. These two lengths. Fine. So 5 its own length and 2 the length of the platform. What we can also do directly here is that if it's divided like that 5 and 2, then this 28 seconds would also be divided like that. So basically we can say that the train covers its own length here in 20 seconds and this length in 8 seconds. Just divide it like that. 20 seconds to cover 5 units and 8 seconds to cover 2 units. So 28 seconds would be divided like that, right? Train B, which runs at 90 kilometers per hour, crosses the same platform in 24 seconds. All right, let's move ahead. If train A runs at 108 kilometers per hour, so from kilometers per hour we have to come to meters per second. What do you do for that? Into 5 by 18. 18 into 6 is 108. So this is nothing but 30 meters per second. So this is 30 meters per second. Now we can calculate absolutely everything here, right? 30 meters per second, this time was 28 seconds. So either you can multiply this 30 with this 28 and calculate the total distance, or you can calculate separately as well, as I told you. So 20 seconds to cover its own length. So how much distance would it cover? 20 seconds into 30 meters per second is 600 meters. So this 600 meters is the length of train A, length of A. Fine. What is the length of the platform? It would be this. 8 seconds, it takes 8 seconds to cover the platform component, and this is 30 meters per second. So 8 into 3, 24, this is 240. So this will give you 240 meters. What is this length? This is length of the platform. Let's come to this train B. This runs at 90 kilometers per hour. 90 would be into 5 by 18. This is 25 meters per second, right? Crosses the same platform in 24 seconds. So in 24 seconds, how much would it do? So 24 into 25, this 24 seconds into 25, this will give you 600 meters to cross the platform. So it travels 600 meters, but out of the 600 meters, 240 meters is the length of the platform. So what is the length of this train, train B? Length of train B would be equal to 600 minus this 240, which is 360 meters. So I'm writing this, but you should try and minimize the paperwork here. So we have now got the length of both the trains. Fine. So length of this train B, that is 360 meters, length of A, which is 600 meters. Question is, how much time would it take, or train A take, to overtake train B? So when it's written overtake, overtake means coming from behind. It's not like crossing each other, moving in opposite directions. Overtake would always mean coming from behind. Overtaking. So what is the total distance to be covered? The sum of the two lengths. So 600 length of train A, 360 length of train B. So 600 plus 360. This is the total length to be covered, or total distance to be covered. And what is the speed? Since they are moving in the same direction, we are talking about overtaking. It would be faster train minus slow train. Or you can say this is 960 divided by 5, which is going to give you 192 seconds, which becomes your answer to the question. So slightly lengthier than the previous one, but nothing that will take time. Nothing will take time. So I have discussed or explained in detail, but you could have done it really quickly. How do you think? I'm just very quickly summarizing. This is 60% length. So what numbers come to mind? 5 units length of train A, 2 units length of platform. It takes 28 seconds in all. So we'll just think of this as 20 seconds here and 8 seconds here, right? To cover these lengths. Speed is 108, which is 30 meters per second, right? So this 30 into this 20, this, what would it give you? The two lengths. This will give you 600 meters. What is this 600 meters? This is length of train A. What would this give you? 240 meters. What is this 240 meters? This is length of the platform. This is done. Come to train B. This is 25 meters per second. And it takes 24 seconds. So 25 into this 24 is 600 meters. What is the 600 meters? This is two components, length of train B plus length of platform. This length of platform you have already got. This is 240. This is 240. So what is this then? This is 360. So you've got the length of the other train as well. Now to overtake, for the faster train to overtake, what would you do? You will add the two lengths. This 600 length of the larger train, the faster train, and this 360. So 600 plus 360 divided by the relative speed. Speed of the faster train minus the slower train. Faster train 30, slower train 25. On 30 minus 25, which is 960 divided by 5, which gives you 192 seconds. How much time should it take? Not more than a minute, if you know this way. Let's move ahead. Let's go to the next question. This is the next one. Now this is about boats. Read it, do it, pause the video, I'll explain it then. A boat travels some distance downstream, then it travels 75% of the distance upstream and takes double time. What is it given? Some distance downstream, then it travels, it's like this. A boat goes like this, in some distance, then it moves up, but does not cover the total distance, right? Just this much, just 75%, right? It's like that. So earlier, if the boat was covering, say, 4 units, now it just covers 3 units upstream. It's like that. This is the kind of motion. But the time taken doubles. What's the ratio of the speed of the boat in still water to the speed of the current? Fine. So how do you do this? Earlier, can I say that if these are the distances 4 and 3, the time taken would be like this. If here it's 1 unit, here it would be 2 units, like that. Fine. So if distance is 4 while going downstream, the time taken is 1 unit. I've just taken ratios here. While coming up, if the distance is 3 units, because it's just 75%, time taken is double. So that's 2 units. So what would be the ratio here? Distance upon time. So that's 3 by 2. And if you look at this one here, 4 upon 1. Speeds. So downstream speed, I'll just write it like that. Downstream, this is speed on speed upstream would be equal to speed downstream would be 4 upon 1 or 4. This is 3 upon 2. So this would be 8 upon 3. Speed downstream to speed upstream. What is it asking? Speed ratio of the speed of the boat in still water. So how do you calculate the speed of the boat in still water? This is all in terms of ratios. We do not have the absolute speeds here, just ratios. So it would be the average of 8 and 3. That is the speed of the boat in still water. So what would it be? 8 plus 3 by 2, which is 5.5 in terms of units only, not absolute numbers. And if you have this number, then you know the speed of the current as well. If this is the speed of the boat in still water, downstream speed is 8. So why is it increasing? Because of the current. So 8 minus 5.5, which is 2.5. So this is the speed of the current. Or you could have done it like that. The way it is 8 plus 3 by 2, this would have been 8 minus 3 by 2, which is 2.5. So when you've got downstream speed, which you've got here, right, like this thing here, and upstream speed like this, then you can just calculate directly. Downstream, upstream, add the 2 and then you divide it by 2. What do you get? You get the speed of the boat in still water. Subtract the upstream speed from the downstream speed. So 8 minus 3 by 2, the way we have done it here, fine, and divide it by 2. What do you get? That's the speed of the current. Now the complete thing is here in front of you. Can you see this here? This is 5.5 plus 2.5, which is 8. Just look at this, 5.5 plus 2.5, this is 8. 5.5 minus 2.5, this is 3, this is upstream speed. You've got everything here. What is the ratio of the speed of the boat in still water? So what is your answer? 5.5 divided by 2.5. If you multiply both by 2, that will give you 11.5 or 11 is to 5, which becomes your answer here. You just do it like that. I mean, there's nothing in it, and just erase this, explain it to you. While going some distance, so 4 by 1 unit of time. While coming back, 75% distance, this is 3 distance, and time taken is double. How much is this? This is 8 upon 3. 8 plus 3 by 2 will give you the speed of the boat in still water, which is 5.5. 8 minus 3, 5 by 2, which is 2.5. What is this? This is the speed of the current. What is your answer? 5.5 upon 2.5, which is 11 upon 5, or 11 is to 5. You just have to do it like that. Fine, but you need to know these things. So if you start doing it in the conventional manner, that will take a little more time, and that's not advisable. This is the only way that should handle these questions. Explained all these things in our modules here, in our programs and everything. So we just do everything like that, but you have to learn it like this. It will not happen on the day of the exam. Once you are used to this, it will start happening spontaneously. You will not have to think about what I have to do, what I don't have to do. So all these things, the paperwork required will not be more than this if you follow these methods, right? Let me show you the next question. Now this one is from time and work, small question, a past year question, very simple one. Do it, pause the video, I'll explain it then. Let's look at this. What does it say? P can do 45% of a job in 11.25 days. Q can do 30% of the same job in 3 days. PQR in this much time. Right? Simple stereotype question of time and work. 45% is how much? This is 5% is 1 by 20. This is 9 by 20. This is 11.25. If you have to bring it in fraction form, this will be multiplied by 4. 44 plus 1, 45. This is 45. Fine. So 9 by 20 of the job is done in 45 by 4 days. So if you have to do the complete job, P has to do the complete job. How much time would it take? 45 by 4. These many days in 9 by 20 of the job. So complete job into 20 by 9. This is 5, this is 5, this is 25 days. So P would take 25 days to complete the job by himself or herself, right? Q can do 30% of the same job in 3 days. Now this one is simple, we'll not need to calculate anything. 30% 3 days, 10% 1 day, 100% 10 days. So you do not have to do anything here. Q by himself 10 days. PQR together can do the complete job in 6.25 days. So this is P plus Q plus R. This is 6.25 days, or I would say that this is nothing but 25 by 4 days. You can just think of it like that, or you could have just written as 6.25. What do you do now? LCM. Now 25 by 4 would divide this thing completely 25, and so we just have to find the LCM of 25 and 10, which is 50. So if we just assume that total work is 50 units, you know how this works. Total work, if we assume, is 50 units, right? So what are the efficiencies of P, Q and P plus Q plus R? This would be 50 by 25, and P, which is 2. I'm just writing the efficiency here. This is 50 by 10, which would be equal to 5, and P plus Q plus R would be 50 divided by 25 by 4, which is 8. So these are our numbers here. P efficiency is 2, Q efficiency would be 5, 50 by 10, and P plus Q plus R efficiency would be 8. Right? So what would be the efficiency of R in that case? We know the efficiency of P, which is 2, Q is 5, P plus Q is 2 plus 5, 7, and this is 8. Fine. So R would be 8 minus 5 minus 2, or 8 minus 7, which is 1. So let me just write 8 minus 2 minus 5, which is 1. What is the question? By what percentage is the efficiency of R less than that of P? So we have to compare P and R. R less than that of P. So P is 2, this 2 here. R is just 1. So this is 50% less. Here's the answer here. So this 50% less, we got our answer here. Very simple question. Let's do one more. This is again time and work. Read this, pause the video and give me the correct answer. You'll get a lot of confidence by solving this. Do this. B takes 20% less time to do a job as compared to C. 20% less time. So what do we do whenever we get a situation like this? We just assume numbers. 20% less time. 20% is 1 by 5. So if, for example, C takes 5 days, B would take 4 days. This is time. B takes 20% less time. But in terms of efficiency, what would happen? This would reverse. So C takes 5 units or time, or C takes 5 days, B takes 4 days. If we reverse it, efficiencies would be 4 and 5. So if the efficiency of B is 5 units, efficiency of C would be 4 units. This is how it works. A is 40% less efficient as compared to B. Now we can write it for all three of them, A, B, C, efficiencies. A is 40% less efficient as compared to B. So we just wrote it for B and C. So if B is 5 units efficiency, C is 4 units efficiency, and A is 40% less efficient as compared to B. 40%, 5 would be 2, so 5 minus 2 would be 3. So this is the ratio of their efficiencies. A, B, C, 3 is to 5 is to 4. We got it very quickly without doing any dirty work here. A and B together can complete 80% of a job in 12 days. So what is A plus B in terms of efficiency? This is 3 plus 5, which is 8. In how many days would B and C together? What is B plus C in terms of efficiency? This is 5 plus 4. This 5 plus this 4. This is 9. Right? Let's just write this here. The comparison is between A and B together and B and C together. In how many days would B and C together complete 60% of the same job? Now you can do it in multiple ways, but you can just do it by comparison here. Here, what are they doing? 80% of the job here, 60% of the job. What is the efficiency in the first case? A and B together. It's 8. What is the efficiency in the second case? 9. Just compare. How much time do they take here? 12 days. A and B together take 12 days here. So, how do you do this? Write 12 days here. This is where we start. Fine. Now, if we compare the two scenarios, here it is 80% of the job that's to be done. In the second case, it's just 60% of the job. So 80% vis-a-vis 60%. Would it take more time or less time? If everything else remains the same, you are now doing less work. So it will take less time. So what would I write here? 60 by 80, a proper fraction, less than 1, because it will take less time. Now come to efficiencies. In the first case, here what is the efficiency? A and B together, efficiency is given here. Look at the pointer, 8. In the second case, efficiency is of B and C together, which is what? 9. So efficiency is increasing. If the efficiency is increasing, would it take more time or less time? Just forget everything else. Efficiency increasing from 8 to 9. And from 8 to 9 would take less time, more time. They're more efficient, more hardworking. Means it will take less time. What would you write here this time? 8 by 9. This is done. This is done. How much is this? This is 2 by 3. So answer becomes 8 days. This is called chain rule. Again, we can see multiple problems here. This is very useful. This, after calculating the efficiencies, could have been done in multiple ways. But here, the best way would be to do it like that. It can be done almost mentally, just writing this small thing. So this part here could have been done mentally, 4:5. This could have been written 3:5:4. And after that, just this calculation. This is all what you need to do in this question. But for that, you need to know what this chain rule is. Again, as I've already explained, we do all our modules like that. You will find a lot of such work on this channel in our program. So just go through everything and just make sure that you're working really hard on mastering all this. So what do you think? Was it very tough? Very difficult? Definitely not. It's something that you can do, that you can master. You can handle arithmetic really quickly. It can give you solid marks. It's a beautiful subject. But what do you need to do for that? You need to practice accordingly. This will not come at the time of the exam. You have to start working accordingly. It will test your patience in the beginning, but when it starts happening, when it starts clicking, it will work like magic. I've done a lot of arithmetic on this channel. You can go through those sessions. You will definitely learn a lot of useful stuff. We'll share some of the links here. If you want to enroll for programs, we'll share that as well. So keep learning, guys. Keep working hard. The exam season has begun, and these few months, the next few months can actually be life-changing for you. Keep working hard. All the best.